Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you guys can see, we're going to be doing a full voiceover because doing these looks is very difficult, talking and doing them at the same time, especially when I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So we're going to be doing a voiceover today. So as you guys can see, I started off by moisturizing my skin. If I miss anything, I will post all details down below. I didn't really want to cover my eyebrows completely, but I knew that I wanted to lighten them up a little bit because they are so dark now. So I started off by just using some of my regular concealer to cover them, and I blended that in with a beauty blender. Since they were still a little bit dark, I went back with a salmon colored concealer to try to cover them up a little bit more, or not cover them but lighten them up a little bit more. But as you guys can see here, it didn't help. For foundation, I used the Makeup Forever HD foundation, and I did go with just one shade lighter than my skin tone. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do yet, but I knew that I wanted to go with shades of pink, and using a shade of foundation just a little bit lighter than my skin tone would make those colors pop a little bit more. So that's what I did on my skin. Once I had the foundation laid down, I did grab a really light concealer, as you guys can see here, super light. I don't tend to do this regularly, but I wanted this to lighten up my foundation a little bit more, so I did go really heavy with that. I just applied it on in the highlight areas around my face and blended it in. And of course, making that ugly face right there is absolutely necessary. You guys have to make that face right there if you want your highlight to blend perfect. Moving on, I decided to set the under eyes with loose translucent powder because I knew I wanted to start off with the eyes first. I am applying here a eyeshadow from Urban Decay. The name of the eyeshadow is Cosmic. I feel like these eyeshadows are more like a pressed pigment because they're so pigmented and they're so shimmery. They're all so beautiful. I've been using them a lot recently. And I did apply it dry, so I didn't use a water or a base to apply it. And you guys can see how pigmented it is. I used the PINKYROSE Cosmetics Pink Paradise eyeshadow palette. This has been one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes recently. Taking one of the darker shades of pink from an eyeshadow palette, I decided to start darkening up that hollow between my eyebrow and my eyelid. I didn't transition to any other color yet. I just focused on depositing the most amount of color in that hollow and then blending it out. I did the same technique on the outer corner of my eye, depositing the color and then blending it out. And I know it looks like I'm talking to myself, you guys, but I promise I'm not. I'm kind of just singing to the music in the background. Can you guys guess what song it is? Ready? Ready? Are you guys ready? After the color is nicely smoked out, we're gonna go back in with a darker shade and just darken up that hollow a little bit more and then blend again. Finally, it's time to get rid of all of that excess translucent powder that we no longer need on the face. I love this part. Moving on, I'm going to use my Cheek Parade palette from Benefit Cosmetics, and I'm going to take Hula and bronze up my face. You guys will see that there is a lot of bronzer going down, but it is okay. This is your chance to be extra and do whatever you want because there is no rules for Halloween. Next, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Custom Palette and I'm going to take the blush in B308. This is a really pretty coral blush, and I did apply that again very heavily on the cheekbones, on my nose, the forehead, and several other places, as you guys will see. Again, I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of just went with it. Now for my favorite, it's time to highlight. Woo woo! Alright, so this has been my favorite highlighter. I feel like I say that everything is my favorite, but I tend to use the products that are my favorite when I record. Everybody has been talking about this collection, and they talk about Mírame is the best highlighter. I've been obsessed with Fuego. This highlight is bomb. Finally, time to heavily highlight the nose and the lips. And I know you guys were waiting for this part. I'm finally going to blend those harsh lines on the sides of my nose. I know you guys were judging me already. After lining the lips, I decided to go for more of an ombre lip. So I took a darker pencil and started to darken up the outer corners of the lip. And you guys will see I'm going to do the same thing on the upper lip. Now I'm going to blend those edges out just to make my lips appear bigger, more messy, and plump. I feel like it worked. It didn't really make sense until I applied the concealer and blended it out, and it started to kind of come together. And because we don't have enough highlighter all over the face, we're going to apply more over that concealer. And this makes your lips look even bigger. Now for the fun part, we're going to apply all these little rhinestones aimlessly all over the face. I decided to use my duo glue to adhere those to my face. Fail number 1, fail number 2. And then finally, attempt number 3, it worked out. The duo glue tends to take a little bit longer to dry, so let it get a little bit tacky before you start to place the rhinestones, because you will get really frustrated. That happened to me, and that was my victory dance right there. I'm also going to be adding these little foam balls, I don't really know what they're called, on my face. And of course I don't understand why I smelled them. They didn't smell bad. But these did adhere really well to my face using the dual glue as well. And this is what I mean, you guys, by letting the glue get tacky before you place the little balls on there, because they won't stick unless the glue's tacky. And I was about to lose my shit right there, and that's why I decided to do a little victory dance again after. Because I didn't have enough on my face, I decided to add some Violet Voss glitter to the inner corners of my eyes. And let me tell you guys, I was struggling because this stuff stings your eyes so bad. There's so much alcohol in it. I never read the ingredients and I still have it, but I know there's alcohol from the scent and how much my eyes were burning. And for lashes, I'm using the My Beauty Mark Cosmetics eyelashes in Julisa. These eyelashes go on my eyes so perfectly. I love them. Now I'm pointlessly going to stare at all of my makeup and myself, trying to decide what else I should add to my face. So at this point, I got smart and I realized that it would be a lot easier to apply the glue directly to my face than applying the rhinestones or anything else on there, because it allows the glue to get tacky and everything will stick to it a lot easier. I was adding the glue to the rhinestones first and then waiting for it to get tacky. It's easier if you guys do it this way. Trust me, I almost lost my shit a lot of times. Cue victory dance.